Hi, welcome to Pleasure Sports. We're going to take a look at the Oneill Psycho 1 and Psycho 2. The Oneill Psycho 1 is the wetsuit that we're looking at here. Has a welded seam along the exterior of the wetsuit, and that's how it gets its name. The Psycho 1 has a weld only on the outside, where the Psycho 2 has a weld on the outside and on the inside seam. On the actual Psycho 1, you're going to notice that the entire wetsuit is made of super stretch neoprene, which is called UltraFlex DS. And again, you can see the stretchiness in the wetsuit. The UltraFlex DS is also throughout the entire body, all the way down to the legs as well. If you take a look at the wrist and ankles of the Psycho 1 and the Psycho 2, it has a plasma seal, and what the plasma seal actually does is it prevents the ankles and the wrists from overstretching, and it also controls flooding in the wetsuit, so you don't have too much flushing, exchange of water. If we look at the back of the Psycho 1, you can see Oneill's patented Zen Zip entry. And what that is an interior floodgate. So you would actually step into the wetsuit, this way, and then you would put the floodgate up over your head. And what this floodgate actually does is, if water is to penetrate the back of the wetsuit, it would hit the floodgate and go all the way down and drain through this little hole here. The Psycho 1 has a water barrier, water resistant zipper. And if you notice on the back, it has a 3/4 zip. So the shorter the zipper on the wetsuit, the more flexibility you get along your back. And what else is really great about Oneill's wetsuits is they have minimal seam construction, and so you'll notice there's no seam here, and what that allows for is incredible stretch. And if you're straddling a surfboard, you won't put stress on a seam and wear out the wetsuit. Now let's take a look at the Oneill Psycho 2 wetsuit. If you notice here, right off the bat, a key difference is that you have this chest pad here where you don't have it on the Psycho 1. The Psycho 2 has this sort of shark skin material. If water hits it, it sort of just drips off. And you'll also see it here on the low back. You'll notice the same Zen Zip entry in the Psycho 2 as the Psycho 1. You'll also notice the same abrasion-resistant knee pads on the Psycho 1 and the Psycho 2. You'll notice the exterior weld along the seam of the Psycho 2. And what makes it the Psycho 2 is that it has the weld on the outside, as well as having the weld on the seams on the interior. This makes it a watertight seam, and the Psycho 2 is extremely durable. The Psycho 1 is also extremely durable, but it doesn't have the weld on the interior. If you look down here on the bottom leg of the Psycho 1 and the Psycho 2, you'll notice an exterior key pocket that you can put your car key in. And again, the construction of the Psycho 2 is also 100% top part UltraFlex DS. And if you look on the underarms of this wetsuit, it's UltraFlex XDS. So you'll have no seam along the entire underarm of this wetsuit, which allows for maximum stretch and reach when you're paddling or swimming. And it's super fantastic. And the same goes for the Psycho 1. So that's the Psycho 1 and the Psycho 2. Make sure you go to our website and check out all our great products at pleasuresports.com.